One, two, one, two. What's up, everybody? What up, Q? What up, Coach Jermaine? We got another special guest tonight. He will be in here soon, Mr. Marvin Bracy, world championship silver medalist, world class, NFL, Florida State. I'll wait till he get in here. But yeah, giving me his time. That was from my latest album, Olympic Gold Music. Yo,
Yo, going on, big dog?
what's going on, brother?
Ain't much, man. I can't call it. Man came with the shiesty.
Yeah, that's what my kids been calling them, man. They like, hey, you got any more of those poo shiesties? I said, yeah, I got them. Yeah, man. So how you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. I can't complain, dog. I'm good right now.
Good. So I'll just start it off. Everybody, ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest in the house tonight. This is Mr. Marvin Bracy. Show you your love. I'm supposed to have some people
Yes,
go,
yeah. You gotta shut up. You gotta shut up.
Yeah, man. So who is Marvin Bracy?
Marvin Bracy is a ordinary human being with extraordinary ability to run fast. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
I'm just like anybody else, dog. But you know, I work extremely hard. You know what I'm saying? Dude, I'm in the middle of something. Good night.
That's great.
I'm clearly a father. You know what I'm saying?
Love it.
Love you too. You know, I'm a father. You know, I'm a dedicated, hardworking man that will, get it by any means. That's who I am.
Absolutely. Now, where are you from?
I'm born and raised in Orlando, Florida.
Nice. So you used to seeing palm trees all the time.
Oh man, all the time.
Do you have any siblings?
Yeah, so my dad had three other kids. He died when I was 10. So my dad had three other kids with another lady, two boys and a girl. So I got them, and then my mom in my house. So in my house growing up, I live with my mom. She has another boy, my little brother. He's probably the biggest thorn in my side, man. He's 5 years younger, but he's 12 inches taller than me. He's 6'9" and I'm 5'9". And so like it's some bullshit. He's my boy though, man. He actually so I went pro at 19. He actually moved. He was 14 at the time, and he moved in with me. And I just got him out of the house 10 years later. So yeah, but he graduated high school, man. Went to college, did D2 basketball. Now he's in the regular world working now and just doing his thing.
Yeah. Hey, Billy asked. He said, "Do y'all think the 200-meter world record will be broken this year? What do you think?"
I don't know about that, man. 19-1 ain't no small order, man.
Man, I'm trying to tell you. But I mean, you guys are pushing the envelope. It's like when Michael Johnson went 1932, everybody was like, "This record isn't going to be broken for a very long time." And then when Bolt come, I say 15 years later, then it was like, oh, now this is not going to be broken in a long time. And now you got Noah Lyles, and even Arian Knighton, who was a little close to that record. It's like, you guys are really pushing the envelope and making that happen, man.
I mean, you never want to say, like it's not possible. Like it's possible. Anything is possible, but do I think it'll be happening this year? I don't know, man. That's asking somebody to go above and beyond. Like, listen, what we saw that day, man. Like, for people that was in the stadium, what they saw that day, man, it was
special. Yeah.
it was
It don't
just
happen all the time.
like it was just special, man. You know, so to say we're gonna see that again is like I don't know how many times we're gonna get that lucky. Not in this lifetime. I didn't put Michael Johnson broke it in what 1996. I was 3 years old.
Right. Yeah, shouts out to
mean,
Coach John Smith is in the building, man. Shouts out to Coach John Smith.
What up, Coach? What up, Coach?
Yeah,
but
man.
Come on now.
You're
You know
right.
what I'm
You're
saying?
right. So, like, other than football and track and field, what other jobs did you have? Like, what other jobs did you work?
So actually, and I was just talking about this earlier with somebody. In 2019, right, like as I was like training to come back to track, I was working FedEx and valet. So I was moving boxes and running to get people calls. I was still training. But this was also with training. So, you know, so that I wasn't, you know, I didn't have no contract no more. I had a child now, so you know, I had to figure it out. So
grinded.
then I started, you know, I did that. And then I started training, and then I started racing. That was the end of 2019. I started racing in January of 2019, and I ran like 6:49 at the USA Champs in 2020. So that at the time, that was my second fastest time, which was 48 on the same track from 2014. So then that's when Nike, right as soon as we crossed the line, I walked back to the back. My agent came up to me. He was like, "Hey man, Nike, you know, they want to do a deal."
Yes.
I said, "Yes, sir."
Now, what are some of the setbacks you had to go through in order to get to this point now?
Oh man. Oh man, how much time you got? Shit, setbacks.
We got plenty of time. It's your show, brother.
And setbacks, man. Okay, so what a lot of people don't know, and I've never talked about it publicly, is July 4th of 2020. We went down to Claremont to run a race, and I ran like 10-3 back-to-back prelims and finals. And I had been training like super well. We was at least I think on that day I should have at least been like mid 10-0, 10-1. And Claremont, like that's still sketchy down there. So
yeah, there's a lot of wind. There's a lot of wind.
Yeah, I should have at least been like 10-0, you know, 10-1 at
right.
Because I think Trey that day ended up ran like 10-04. So I'm like, okay, I'm somewhere, you know,
right,
low 10-0, high 10-1, mid 10-1. So I knew something wasn't right. Long story short, I ended up needing my appendix ruptured, and so I had to have surgery for it. That I got it like 2 days later. Got the surgery for that, and then I went home. I was in the hospital for like 5 days. I went home. I was home 5 days. I was in the hospital 5 days. I went home for like 2 days, and I still wasn't feeling right. And then they sent me back to the hospital, and I was in there for like a month and some change. And this is during like 2020 during COVID. Right. So I ain't no visitors, ain't no nothing. Like you isolated, you know what I'm saying? So turns out I had like a golf ball size blockage in my intestine, in my lower intestine. So they had to like cut me up. If I showed you what my stomach looked like now, you probably fucking throw up. They cut me open and took it out, sewed me back together, but they stapled me down. So I'm stapled down from my belly button down to like, you know, where my pubic area starts.
So you restricted me.
Yeah, I was restricted for. I had to I couldn't stand up straight. So that happened. This was all in like July of 2020. That's why when COVID happened, shut everything down. I was like, hey, I ain't tripping.
Right, give you time to recover.
Give me, yo, if the Olympics was that year, we'd be having a different conversation.
Right.
So I ended up, you know, coming back out. Obviously, I didn't race in 2020. So then 2021, I still was like slowly figuring it out. Like I went back to training, but like my body was not, you know, back to, So then, you know, when I was spotty running, you know, a couple, you know, shitty races here and there, you know, hoping that, you know, something clicks, and it just clicked at the end of the season after the Olympics and everything was gone. And which is why 2022 looked the way it did, because it was like, okay, I figured it out. Now let me show you, you know, and then obviously, you know, at trials, I had a spasm in my hamstring, not a cramp, not a pull, not a tear, a spasm in my hamstring.
I remember that.
That got me put out of the semi, so I didn't make the team. Again, that doesn't happen. We having a whole different conversation. Right. You know, it's just what comes with the territory, man.
Right. So, why didn't you give up? Like, you know, what drove you to keep going after that?
Man, I just saw, like, when I was away from the sport, I look back on like everything that, I did, how I lived my life as a professional athlete from 19 to like 23. And I'm like, damn, like, I was still going out, partying, living a life, I'm in this city, I'm in that city, we off on a Saturday, Sunday, I jump on the plane, I go somewhere, what I'm saying? I come back Sunday, train on Monday. I ain't hydrated, no, I ain't did no stretching, I ain't did nothing, I ain't got no at home care. Like, as soon as I get out of practice, like, I don't even run track no more. You know what I'm saying? And so I was still having success though. I won USA Indoors 3 years in a row. I ran 993, 995, 998. I made the Olympic team. I was like, oh, this, so, like,
I got
but then
this.
when I walked away and started seeing, the younger cats that was, kind of under me, not under me as in like, just in age, under me in age, like they coming up.
Coming up.
And
I'm
saying, I'm seeing
up in the
Christian
ranks.
come up. Okay, for fun fact, for people that don't know, Christian got 6th place in the Olympic trials in 2016, and then damn near won it in 2017 and got a medal. I'm like, okay, I see his development. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a fan of that. I rock with that. And that gave me inspiration when he came and won Worlds. I was like, oh, I can do that. Okay, I'm gonna do it this way. So when I come back to track and field, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. So I'm gonna get my act together. And then, I had a kid. So now there's no plan B. There's no, I don't know no other way. Like, it's this or this.
That was your motivation.
I'm gonna figure it out.
That was your motivation.
Like, then last year I didn't announce it, but last year my daughter was baking. You know what I'm saying? So my daughter was born. Actually, she ended up, my birthday December 15th. She was born on December 16th.
Wow.
So so like, I'm all this past season, I'm like, man, I ain't got no choice but to make it. Like, I gotta get on team. I gotta get a medal. I'm trying to get a contract. Like, I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So they just keep me motivated. And now it's like, okay, like, I've already proved y'all wrong. Now it's just about proving me right. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my motivation, to go and get, to prove myself again. Like, I can get on another podium. I can win a championship. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want. So that's my motivation. Last year, it would have just been too perfect, man. Me coming from not making a team to come back and winning was just too perfect of a script, man. Like, that would have been some movie shit.
Well, it ain't
over, like,
yet. It ain't over.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I gotta grind, and I gotta dig deeper. That's all it is. I gotta dig deeper, man. That's it.
Yeah. Deep in the game.
Man.
So now, when did you start playing football?
I started playing football when I was like 6. We had a neighborhood.
So you started playing football first. I had a conversation with Anson yesterday about football players, and he said he just wasn't interested in seeing real track athletes run against football players. And I had explained to him that a lot of our top athletes, track athletes who have sprint to the top, were football players first. I told him, I said, so track and field, we've been blessed to have football players, some that don't like to get hit and some who don't want to get hit.
Yeah. That shit hurt, boy.
Yeah, man. So, I always, because I know you played for Florida State, I was going to wear my orange and blue, but I didn't want to mess up the interview, so I just went on ahead and just went neutral. But yeah, man. So do you miss playing football?
Not anymore. Not since when I went and played, and it was fun. For while it lasted. I was able to sign with 2 teams. Seahawks, Seahawks and the Colts, and so. It was fun, man. I'm thankful for the opportunity. I got my little cliche picture of me sitting down, signing the paper. I did all that. I can tell my children I did that. I got the jersey to prove it.
Yeah.
All that. But like, I thoroughly enjoy watching any form of football. But I do not miss playing and going through what they got to go through just to make it through. I just don't. I don't.
Now, do you think it's harder to play football as a pro athlete or harder to run track as a pro athlete?
Damn, that's a great question. Because both have their challenges, man. I mean, as a football player, like you have to like train and like dominate. You're trying to dominate somebody physically every Sunday. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like you are trying to, you physically exerting yourself there's a reason why like no football team looks the same from opening day to the Super Bowl. Like something's gonna change. Somebody's gonna get like injury is guaranteed. Um, the process is grueling, the mentality is different. I'm gonna say football, dog, because like if like track and field, once you get it clicking, like it's kind of hard to like unclick it unless you just suffer like some career ender. But nah, I think that track is harder. I think that football is a harder sport to play, man. Like it's just way too taxing. That's why like the average like lifespan, career span is like 3 years to 5 years or something like that. You don't even make it. Your body can't hold up, and when you're done, shit, you can't walk. So yeah, I would give it, and you're heavily reliant on like so many different like moving variables. Like on a track, at the end of the day, it's just you out there. But in football, like you need everybody else to do their job for this to work, or it ain't gonna work.
Team sport, kind of like a relay.
Yeah, everybody do their part.
Yeah, yeah, I could dig it, man. So do you think that no, I'm sorry, wrong question. What is your hardest workout? What's the hardest workout you've ever done in track and field?
Oh man, looking back, I'm thinking that this was like borderline like child abuse. But I'm being so serious, dog. Like so for those for people that don't really know my story, like I started running my sophomore year. Like I didn't run my freshman year. I didn't like track. Like I didn't want to run for that. Why would I run for fun? Like you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not. There's no crowd. There's not. Like, it ain't the same. Like
I know what you mean. You're not under the lights.
Yeah, like it ain't just not the same pressures. Like So end of my sophomore year, at the end of my sophomore year, like I had some homies that was like, "Hey man," I was only on the JV football team. I had some homies like, "Hey man, we gonna go off the track. Like you kind of fast. You might as well come out with us." I'm like, "All right, I ain't got shit better to do." Like I can do that. I won the state championship in 100 and 200.
In the 10th grade.
In the 10th grade.
Yeah.
And I was
nice.
Just, like, so then now, I'm fast now. They put me on the varsity football team. So like things start clicking. But I started working with a guy named Ricky Argrove. He's not a sprints coach at Florida State. He was my high school coach, like my personal high school coach. He wasn't even my high school coach.
Nice.
I started working with him, and one day I remember, I think it was my junior year of high school. He made me do 16 times 200. But get this, right? It was like 29, 30 second pace. But it started with 3 minutes rest, and every time you ran one, it knocked off 15 seconds off the rest. So by the time you get to the end, you had like a minute, 15 seconds after trying to run a 30-second 200. I did that in high school, bro. I was like, ain't no other high school. There's no way no other high school doing this. But this is some bull. Like when you finish it, you like, yeah. But you like, I know this some bullshit. Like, where you got that from? I don't even. Like at no point in a track meet am I gonna run the 200 16 times.
Oh man, that's crazy. So what is your the fastest you've ever run as far as miles per hour? Like what was the fastest your maximum velocity speed was clocked?
I think the fastest I was clocked was 26.99 meters. I think this was at USA's last year.
Man. Do you actually feel the G forces? Like do you actually feel fast?
Crazy thing about that is that was a semifinal. Trey ran don't start that shit, Fred. Trey ran 81. I ran 86. I think Coleman ran 87.
It felt like Fred miles per hour.
It felt like kind of like a shitty. It wasn't a good race, It really wasn't a good race. But when I seen the time, I was like 86. Oh, I can run faster than that. Like, yeah, I'm good. So when I went to the final, I ended up running 85. But I was like, oh, I'm ready to run 9.8. If that's how if 9.8 felt like that, then I know I'm ready to run faster.
So it's true that the more relaxed you feel, the more the speed comes out. Damn.
Exactly. Yeah, man. Like you just relax all the way and just let it come to you. Like, because I used to press, man. When I first got to this group, like I was pressing because I want to feel
trying
fast.
to get
but
it.
Like all he's emphasized is like, just staying open, and we've been working it like diligently, and that's what happened. That's, I mean, that
Technique.
because you're taking less steps.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you start to, in that race actually. I think Trey ran 46 steps and I ran 47. So he beat me by a step. Like, but think about it, I am like 2 inches taller than Trey.
Right.
So that was the difference. Them inches that, I'm giving up every step because I'm trying to feel a little bit faster.
Right.
Whereas he's just, what I'm saying,
relax,
just letting it come, man. Yeah.
Man. So what advice do you have to a lot of the young football players who want to come out for track, or a lot of the football players who are thinking about track? Like, what would you say to help them to kind of like transition?
I would definitely tell them to, at least give it a try. Like, you don't know what you don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, track changed my life. So, but I was football man. Like I said, I even walked away from the sport, and God was like, man, this is what you got. This is what you're supposed to be, bro. I'm sorry. Like, it just is. So you just never know. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never know. At least give yourself the opportunity, give yourself like a two-way go. So that way, if you decide if you have to make a decision one day to say, no, damn, do I want to go take the NFL millions, or do I, want to go with the sport I love, which is track and field? Like, that's a great decision to have to make. That's just, what I'm saying? That's a great decision.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. So how does it feel to train with a world champion, or like, how does it feel to work with elite people around you?
I think that coming to the group that I did, it was probably one of the best decisions that I've made career-wise. And track and field, yeah, you got most of the top guys that are, kind of off on their own. But having them, like, so, okay, I say it like this. You know what fast looks like.
Right.
I know what fast looks like. But I don't know what I look like. I can't watch myself run. So when I see Trey do certain things, when I used to see DeGrasse do certain things, I'm like, okay, so he looked like this and he ran this. So if I'm next to him, especially if we're doing like blocks or something, if I'm next to him and I'm with him or beating him, I know what I look like. Then I know, I know how to apply, that when I go to race. So it's like, okay, if I do this, and this, I should be here and I'm gone.
Right.
Right. That's so like being able to train with somebody that's that fit and that fast all the time. Like, and then it's a mentality thing. Like, I come every day with the mentality that, like, I'm gonna have to compete to the best of my abilities, or I'm going to lose. So it just raises your game. So you start taking it a little bit more serious. You're like, okay, I don't want to lose, so I want to come out here. Okay, then, like, I'm gonna go stretch. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make sure I eat this, because it's like I know that he's doing it.
Right.
So so then when I get to a meet and I know what I'm training with, like, I ain't worried about the rest of that shit. Like, I know that I gotta see. Like, I already know how I'm looking, so it is what it is.
Right. Now, do you feel once you started becoming like top 2 in the world, did you feel people treating you different? Did you notice people treating you different?
Oh yeah, man, everything's different, man. Listen, you've been here before, man.
Right.
It's the love is different, the handshakes are different, the embrace is different, like everything.
Yeah.
I get my own room now. That's great. You know what I'm saying? I used to have a roommate, no appearance fee, no nothing. So
right. I remember those days.
Yeah, all that. Yeah.
Now you can have your own room with your family in it.
You feel me? Like,
yes.
Yeah,
man. Yeah,
they might bring your family with you. You know what I'm saying? If you like that.
Right. Now, how do you, speaking of family, how do you balance relationships with running fast? Because I know for me, it was a little tough whenever I had like troubles in my relationship. It was really hard for me to run fast. How do you balance that?
So actually, me and my children's mom aren't together.
Okay.
But we do have 2 beautiful children together that we take care and raise to like the best of our abilities.
Nice.
And I got like a great deal of respect for her, and I always make sure that she's taken care of. But to answer your question, that's how I make sure everybody else is taken care of. That way, I don't have to go through those type of troubles. You know what I'm saying? And as far as like a relationship and everything goes, man, it's something that I'm really not like actively like, pursuing, because I know what comes with like this level of dedication. Like, we just saw Tom Brady lose his family because of a sport. And I know it comes with this level of dedication. Like, if that was to happen, like out, organically that it happened. But just right now, man, I'm trying to be the top. I'm trying to go to the top. I just got a little piece of it right now, and I'm seeing how big the pie really is out here. So
Right.
that's really, that's really what I choose to, channel my energy into.
Right. Now, how do you deal with anger when it's time to race?
Man, fortunately for me, man, like I've been blessed with like the ability to just compartmentalize. Like honestly, like even at home, like track is just like going to the track, man, just be like, it's like because I thoroughly enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't feel like a job. Like I look forward to, going to practice. You know what I'm saying? I look forward to, going to compete. Competing is my favorite part of the sport. Like I look forward to that kind of stuff. So when when I get angry, like once I'm out there, like everything is fine. It's not till I pick my bag up to go home. I'm like, I had to
Right.
walk into this, So
Right.
that's pretty much how I manage it though.
Okay, because I know for me, I used to run faster when I was relaxed and clowning and playing around. But whenever I tried to get angry, or if I was just mad about the last race and try to run with a lot of anger, I didn't really do too well. And so, that's why I asked you that question.
Like I just channel it, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of
Yeah.
the day, we watch all the blogs, we see what people say about us, you know what I'm saying? Like we ain't impervious to all that shit.
Right.
So it don't make me mad. Like it drives me, but I use that shit just turns
Like
into
fuel.
passion, man. It just makes me like it just makes me okay. You said what? Okay, cool. Like what's his name? Lamont. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Listen, if Lamont got anything bad to say about me after
Yeah.
this season, he's just hating because I'm gonna put together a season of a lifetime. So. He always want to keep out the board. Like he don't never want to, you know what I'm saying? Like he always want to just. I get left. All right, cool. All right, it's fine. Cool. Go ahead,
Yeah. Yeah. Mark, Mark be talking trash
man.
though. He gonna talk that trash. So I gotta go into the football. Who is your your top 5 football players who inspired you to actually play football, like old school?
Oh, so actually, my first favorite player was actually Ricky Williams.
Oh, he was
Yeah,
a
man,
beast. He
Ricky
was a
Williams.
beast.
So when he went to the Saints,
Hmm.
I ended up like rooting for the Saints. Like I was heavily rooting for the Saints, man. That's actually my favorite team. That's who I root for today.
Okay.
But my favorite player of all time is Reggie Bush, man. That dude, everybody, listen, every
Now
little
he
kid
played for
wanted
the
to be
Saints too, though, right?
exactly. So, but when he was at USC, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the man was so cold and that was like I was in what the third, fourth grade
Yeah.
watching that. So it's like that's when you're really like impressionable as a kid. So I'm turning
Yeah.
on TV, I'm seeing number 5 from USC. I used to wear number 5 and everything. I had little eye black and everything. You feel me? Like so Ricky Williams definitely, Reggie Bush, and Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? Just
Mhm.
everything that he's doing, like just the continued like success, man. Like I marvel at shit like that because he's defined like Father Time. He's basically showing us like you can do it. Like you
And
can play longer.
longevity.
You can, yeah. If there's a way, but you just got to be willing to be dedicated to that way because I don't think I want to eat chia seed avocado ice cream. So you know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? Like
Right. 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 Absolutely.
that gives us
You
3.
got 2 more. You got two
I got
more.
2 more. Damn, that's so many different. Oh man, what's the dude name?
What about
John
Desmond?
Lynch,
Desmond Hester. Hester. Is it
Devin Hester.
Devin Hester?
Listen, that was gonna be my last one. I was just gonna say, bro, I watched
Okay.
even to this day, like I watch like his highlight videos, like from like college and just
Yeah.
his kick return, dude. Like I don't understand. We that dude is so good. And see, growing up, I was a Miami fan. My daddy
Mm.
was a Miami fan, so I was a big time fan. And I ended up going to Florida State, which is a whole different
Which is
story.
weird. This is different.
I grew up like die hard like Miami, bro. I was going to Miami, and they ended up going through those sanctions, and that's why I ended up not going.
Okay.
But I was diehard, so I was Devin Hester, man. That's right on time. And my other one was John Lynch. Like, dude, I mean,
Oh yeah.
John Lynch was cold, man.
He was pretty good. Okay. Now, what about your top 5 track athletes that inspired you to run when you were young?
So, believe it or not, like the 2008 Olympics was the first Olympics I've ever watched. And
Oh
by then,
man. And
and
you
by
saw a
then,
boat. Oh man, you was looking like, yo, I gotta compete against that dude when I get older.
Listen, man. So I watched 2008. I ended up seeing like the with Tyson and everything that happened. Um, but I didn't know that like world championships and all that stuff was a thing. Like I didn't think about it. I didn't start running track for real until 2010.
Mm.
So off season was my first time running. But then once I kind of got in like the swing of it, like I would start seeing like all these YouTube videos pop up, and I ended up seeing like the world championships and stuff like that. I'm like, oh shit, like this is a thing. Like this is
Mm.
for real. Like there's other stuff going on outside of the Olympics. So I ended up going back and watching like everything from, you know what I'm saying, like back then to see like
Start
who
doing
was
your
doing what.
homework.
Exactly. I started seeing like, okay, damn, he was popping in '06. Okay, he did this in '07. Damn, '08 was both okay. And then, coming into the sport, now I'm kind of well versed. I think it was Doha 2015. I was on a standby list, so I ended up not
Mm.
running. I stayed up and watched like every like 100-meter final, 100-meter dash from like 1988. I'm sorry, from like 1988 to 2015. Like
Damn, from Ben Johnson on up.
I watch everything, man, and just kind of see how I played. Like just to know, what I'm saying, like the history of the sport and like what I was up against. But obviously, seeing Bolt, man, like everybody was inspired by that 958. Like what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Bolt,
Yes, sir.
Tyson was my favorite. Um, Tyson is that's my boy. That's my guy there. Bolt, Tyson. Who else? Carl Lewis. Carl Lewis for sure. And then
Nice.
I got to go to the women's side and FloJo and Shelly Ann. Like Shelly Ann is actually unbiasedly, Shelly Ann is my favorite track and field athlete of all time.
You know what? She has the resume, she has the victories, and she has the consistency. So I can't argue with that. I can't do that. No, that's my fake
Listen,
Jamaican.
she's just so cold with it, man. Like she defined Father Time, Mother Nature, whatever you want to call it. Like the lady's 35, bro. Like,
Right, and
come
still
on,
it's still
man.
going.
Like, it getting
So you
better. Like,
so you play wide receiver. Who would you rank number one, like the GOAT for the number one receiver in your opinion in the NFL?
so I don't know if you're gonna like this though because you're a little older.
Okay.
I am a Randy Moss guy. I
Oh
understand
man.
that. I
Oh man,
understand.
I like Randy Moss.
I understand that Jerry Rice exists, but
Yes.
like, I mean, Moss, like that's the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, just growing up, man, Randy Moss was it. Like, I didn't see Jerry. Like, he was before my time. So it's like it's
Yeah.
kind of like the LeBron Jordan thing. Like, I've seen everything LeBron did, but like I didn't get to see Jordan. Like, even
Right.
though I was born, like I didn't really get to see what he
Right.
did. Which watching the Last Dance documentary, I was like, damn, he really might be the GOAT, bro. Like this dude was disgusting.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I think Randy Moss is the greatest receiver to ever play the
You know
game.
what? I can't agree. I'm gonna say I agree with you, but I remember watching Randy Moss play high school basketball with Jay Williams. And I just think Randy Moss was probably more of an athlete, more athletic. And I think Jerry Rice was just with obviously one of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game with 5 rings. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that helps out a lot to have somebody like a Joe Montana as your
Yeah.
quarterback. You know what
Because
I mean?
we seen what Randy Moss did when he got Brady. Like they was
Oh
going off.
man, titles. So yeah, I have to agree with you there. That's a great pick. And so, what is your ultimate goal for track and field? Like, what is your ultimate goal, like that you want to get out of
The
track and
the
field?
ultimate goal is to be the Olympic champion. You know what I'm saying? Like you see what it comes with. Like you see, like it's just something that, you can like until I die, you gotta
Mm.
call me champ. You know what I'm saying?
World's
Yeah,
fastest
you just
human.
won the most, iconic, race pretty much in a lifetime. That a lot of people, won't get the opportunity to do. So that's the ultimate goal. But I mean, the goal is to just be just the greatest that I can be. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
to run fast, to year after year, run fast as I can and make it extremely hard to beat me. Like you ain't gonna win every race. So if you're gonna beat me, you just gotta run. You gotta be ready to run. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I've obviously, been able to get on one podium, but it'd be nice to get on, 2, 3 more before I say, it's over. So like, my greatness is solidified. So when,
Mm-hmm.
when we have those conversations of, when somebody's talking about track and field, 20 years from now, you ask them, I was like, who were the ones you watching? Oh, I was watching, you know, the
Marvin
Marvin Bracy's, the
Bracy.
Fred Curley's, the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like those are, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
absolutely. So what would be your legacy? What would you want them to remember you as?
I just want them to remember me as somebody that was a dog, man. Somebody that, like, you know, when the money was pushed to the center of the table, like, I was always ready. You know, I was always on, you know, I was always on my top game. And, you know, I made it extremely hard to beat me. And so if somebody did, like, you had to run fast to do it. Like, it wasn't just like, I'm not going to give it to you. You have to take it. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
And
right.
that's what I want my legacy to be, because everybody wants to be, you know, I want to be looked at as the best, but that's subjective. So I want people to look back and watch me and say, damn, like every video I've ever seen, you know, win, lose, or draw, like this dude was fighting.
Mm-hmm. Cool, cool. So you ever thought about writing a book?
I have, but the story's still being written. Like that, it could get so much better. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like I can write it now and everything can be, you know, it can be good, but you know, I can do a couple more things and throw that in there, and then you see the end and you're like, damn, like he did what to what? All right, cool. Like I can rock with that.
Okay. Now, I got a personal question. Why do they leave Williams off of your last name, man?
So originally my name was just Marvin Bracy.
Right.
So when I was born up until like 2018, when I found out I was having a son, I legally changed it. So
Oh,
my daddy was Marvin Williams, and I was Marvin Bracy. So I had my mama's I had my mama's last name, but my daddy
maiden
first and
name.
middle name. They weren't married. Yeah, they weren't married, and it
Okay.
was like 16 when they had me.
Okay.
So I added it so that my son could be the third. So he's Marvin Bracy Williams the third.
Nice.
So yeah, so
Okay.
like it's kind of new. So I did this before I came back to track and field. So
Yeah.
now that like I'm back, they know me as who I used to be, not technically who I am. So
Yeah, that's
some people
great, man,
do, some people
because
don't.
I took it personal. I thought they was trying not to let you know if I was your cousin or not, because I'm a Williams too, and I'm the third too.
Hey, nah, for real, they're trying to rob us of that, man. They ain't
Yeah,
worth nothing more
man,
than
I
dollar
ain't trying to
bills.
mess up the bag, but
Yeah,
it's good
no,
to see another
that's
Williams out there. I was
hey,
like, man,
man.
why they don't call him
Well,
Williams?
yeah, no, that's I added it, man, just to you know, because like I said, my just for my dad.
That's great,
That was it. But
though.
it's more so personal. So I don't even be caring that they don't use it. Like if you ever go back and look at like some of my pictures, I wrote it on my bed. Like I wrote it. I take a Sharpie
Yeah,
with me to every meet, and if they don't put it on, I
but
put it on myself.
I think it's great because it also gives your son and his sons his sons the history of where your name is and what it really is and where it comes from,
Exactly.
which is your dad.
And I
So
thought
yeah,
about
that's
changing.
great.
I thought about changing. I thought about changing like my name completely. I was just gonna be Marvin Williams when I came back, but I was like, you know what? I already made an Olympic team and
Yeah,
done certain things as Marvin Bracy. Nobody knows who the hell I am. You know, let me just add it on and just use it for like legal purposes. But I don't really
right.
care if they don't call it. You know, I know who I am.
MBW.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. So I got all right, I got one game, not a game, but word association. So I'm gonna say one word, and you just let me know your meaning and the first thing that come to your mind. You don't have to say one word. You just
Okay.
elaborate on it. All right. So the first word is life.
I feel like, you know, life should be lived, you know, carefree. Like I don't think people should, you know, take it too serious. There's certain things in life you take serious, but like just, you know, be free, be yourself, you know what I'm saying? Be comfortable and just, you know, live it to your fullest.
Yes. Okay. All right. Next word, sitcom.
Oh man. You know, actually, ever since I watched like The Office, like I find myself watching it a lot. Like I don't know what
Yeah,
about
they
it.
got some
Like
good writers. That's funny.
listen, man, I don't know what about it. Like just makes me just like I'll just put on a random episode and like they're all funny. Like I've never really seen like a bad episode.
Yeah, they have some good writers though.
You know, the
So
writers are like that. Some of the actors in the show.
yes, yeah, and then some of the comedians too that pop up here and there. All right, now the next word is art.
All right. Um, I believe that you know music is art, and I'm heavy into music, but I'm not really into art.
That's funny because music was my next one. So are you do you have any hidden talents as far as music? Like, do you write or do you produce?
No, I can't. I don't have. I don't have that level of like creativity. I've recorded some songs before.
Okay,
So,
okay,
listen,
okay.
they
You
will
got
die with
Marvin
me.
got bars. You got bars.
They gonna die with me, boy.
No, that's great, man. That is great.
Unreleased. Like, every little kid, growing up in the hood went through that whole like, damn, I might want to be a rapper phase. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Then
yep.
then everybody tries it, and most of us realize I am not doing that shit, man. And then the ones that stick with it are the ones, you know what I'm saying, that have it. So
Yeah.
that ain't me.
Hey, Marlon family said sprinting is an art. It really is.
Yeah, and
It's an art
took
form. So
it
you are an artist.
once I learned that, like that's when I started to get better. That like it truly is like what you like. It's what you make it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why like I trust in like the training and everything so much because like I'm seeing it in practice. Like I'm feeling it. So like when I get to the meet, it's easier for me to translate it. Like I don't understand. A lot of athletes that really go through like that change. Like what did you
Mm-hmm.
need different like to get you here? Like it's still a track. Like every track is a track at the end of the day. Like
Right.
I don't really believe in like that fast track, slow track. I believe that like, bro, if you ready to run fast, you gonna run fast.
Right. Now, do you think shoes make a difference?
Oh
Because I
yeah,
know when I switched companies, I switched from Nike to Adidas because I wanted to get more money. I
that's my
I
man.
went from like 70,000 to like 250,000. I was like, you know what, we're just gonna make it work. How do you feel about that? Do you think shoes make a difference?
I think that the Nike spikes make a difference. I think that, however, let me be correct because I see this argument a lot.
Yeah.
It works for certain people. You don't just put on the spikes and automatically drop a tenth of a second. You have to use them for what they are.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like they're for people like they're bouncy. They're for people that stay on top of themselves and actually like use the ground and get back everything they're putting down. But if
Mm.
you're just cycling, they're not gonna make you run faster. They might hurt you a little bit.
Mm.
So as far as the Nike spikes, I feel like a certain runner with those Nike spikes are dangerous.
Mm.
Now every other company, if you don't think Adidas got the damn model for Puma or Puma got the model for Asics, like they all got the same
They
damn
got the
shoe model.
same thing.
All they do is make the spike look different. It be the same type plates and they do the same carbon fiber. All that should be the same, man.
Right.
So necessarily no, like think about it. The world record was broken the old Pumas, not even the Pumas they got now. The old flat long, them shit's like a boat.
Yeah.
He broke the world record in them shoes, man. Like he was just ready to run fast, and all he needed was something to catch the ground
Mm.
and get him down the track. Tyson
Right.
ran 9.6 in the Adidas. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Like people's running fast with other spikes. So Noah broke the record in the Adidas. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So like you can run fast, bro. Like Nike athletes continue to run fast. So obviously
Right.
their products are always up to date. So man, you can the spikes don't really matter. Don't get me wrong, the Nike spikes that we have now, they matter for some people. Like they help help a
So
lot.
so we're gonna so you basically you letting us know that we're gonna see a Marvin Bracy shoe one day.
Listen, I would love for
I'm
these
putting
people to
it in
come
the
to me.
air.
I just said this at practice today. I said I would love to have like my own spike shoe,
You can
like
do
that
it.
means that
You just gotta request it, right?
I don't think it's like, I don't know if it's that easy with Nike.
I
Like,
think
I'm
so.
about to go win some shit.
Look, I had my own spike. They made my own spike for me, and they kept making them. And then once I left Adidas, that was the worst thing that happened because they stopped. I didn't have my custom spike no
Oh
more.
yeah.
Yeah, man. So I think if you ask them, they will make it because you are one of their champions.
They're
You are
actually
one of
bringing me
those
out to
guys.
they're bringing me out to the headquarters. I think next month.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Nike headquarters. I remember that out in Oregon.
Yep, they're gonna bring me out next month.
Yeah, man. In fact, if anything, that's their job is to make you your personal spike so you can run fast for your custom foot. So if I was you, I would ask them, ask to request for that, man.
I know you can do that.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate it,
And we see that MBW on the side.
man. Listen,
I'm
I
for
travel up a
real,
little
man.
bit.
I'm for real, bro. And then for you be designing your own spikes and you get a cut off of it.
Good thinking.
Yeah.
Good thinking.
Yeah, man. Well, look, I appreciate your time, man. We had a great time, man. Anything you want to say to some of the younger athletes out
Oh,
there? That's actually. Oh, I'm sorry. Um, I had a few athletes that I've coached that had done well. I want to send a shout out to Caleb Dean for getting second place in the 60-meter hurdles at the NCAAs.
Shout
I
out.
also want to give a shout out to Ryan Willie for placing second in the 400 with a PR of 44.93.
Yes.
And then I want to send a shout out to Elise Cooper for getting third place at the New Balance High School National Meet. So yeah, but if do you have anything to say to these particular champions, man, that's coming up and going to see this?
Oh yeah, for sure, man. What I would say to those athletes is obviously, you know, trust your coach, trust your training, you know,
Yeah.
trust in everything that you do, man. Understand that they are putting a plan to make you better. And you know, the more you stick to the plan, the easier it's gonna be for you. You know, like I said, I trust, you know, trust your coach, trust your training, and most importantly, I just have fun. Like if you're not having fun with this, man, it's going to be a nightmare. You know what I'm saying? No matter how well you do, like it's you gonna always like something's gonna always take your joy. You know, so if you having fun, win, lose, or draw, man, like you gonna have longevity in this sport. Cause listen, man, like you go in that circuit, like everything's different. You know what I'm saying? Like the world is different. So if you can learn how to like come in and do your thing, but have fun with it, like you'll be around a long time. It'll keep you like motivated to keep coming back and coming back and coming back.
Yeah, man. Well, thank you, brother.
Yeah,
And look, I'm going to be
appreciate you,
pulling
man.
for you, USA Championships and
Yes,
World
sir.
Championships, bro. You're one of my favorite sprinters. You are an artist, and I appreciate you for giving us your talents and your time this evening, brother.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Anytime I jump on with you, anytime.
All right, thank you, brother.
All right, dog. Yes, sir.
Peace.